So, a lot of people think that pastries, ice cream, and crepes make the best dessert. But in my opinion, it's rice with mango sticky rice that makes the best dessert. Let's make it. So first off, we're gonna pour 1 cup of rice into the rice cooker bowl. There we go. And we're just gonna wash the rice. So we'll put cold water or warm water onto the rice and we'll mix it around like this until the water goes cloudy. Then we'll tip out the water and we'll repeat this 2 to 3 times. Then we're just gonna fill it up to the line for white rice. And this is glutinous rice, by the way. It'll only work with glutinous rice, so make sure to use that. Now we're gonna get our rice cooker and put the bowl of rice in there, just like that. Glutinous rice, it has to be glutinous rice. If you use normal rice, you won't get the same stickiness and it just won't work. So we'll start it for the white rice setting and we'll come back once this is finished. All right, now that the rice is finished cooking and we've stirred it around a bit, we are gonna leave it in here and make the coconut mixture. So here we've got 270 milliliters of coconut milk and we're gonna open it up. And if it's a bit chunky inside, you can give it a stir, but ours is fine. So we're gonna pour out 1/3 of a cup of it, or 80 milliliters, and we'll just pour it into this bowl here. And we'll set this aside because we're gonna use it later. Okay, so for the main mixture, we're gonna pour in the rest of the coconut milk, or 190 milliliters of it. Then we're gonna put a bit of salt, a bit more than a pinch. So this amount is probably pretty good. We'll just chuck it in there. And then finally, we're gonna add 100 grams of sugar. Now we're gonna put it on medium heat. We'll stir it a bit and then we'll just wait for the sugar to dissolve. You wanna keep it on the heat until you see there's like a bit of a boil around the side. So more like a simmer. You can see we're getting a bit of a boil around the side. We want to keep going for a bit more and then it'll be ready. I'm going to turn the heat down a bit here. Now, as you can see, now it's finished cooking because everything's combined. I'm going to take it off the heat. Now we're going to go ahead and add the rice to the bowl and also add the mixture. Now we're going to stir this around until the rice is a bit more combined with the coconut mixture. As you can see, it looks like there's too much liquid, but it does end up going all into the rice, so it is the correct amount of liquid. Now that this is all mixed together, we're gonna get out a plate and we're gonna cover this and let it rest for 15 minutes. Now in the meantime, we're gonna create our sauce by mixing 1 teaspoon of cornstarch with a splash of the extra coconut milk. And we're gonna mix this around until it's clump free. Then we're gonna mix this back into the original coconut mixture. And we're also gonna add a pinch of salt and also add a 10-gram tablespoon of sugar. And we'll just stir this until it's combined. Then we're gonna add the sauce back into the pot. And we'll put it on medium-low heat and mix it until it thickens up. Now we gotta make sure to constantly be mixing it during this time. Now as you can see, after about 30 seconds, the sauce has thickened up like this. So we're gonna put it into a small bowl or a ramekin, and there we go. The sauce is complete now. Okay, so after 15 minutes of letting this rest, we can mix it around a bit, and we're gonna let it rest for another 15 minutes. Now in the meantime of that resting, we can cut off the end of a mango, and we can get a potato peeler and peel the whole entire mango. Now, once this entire mango is peeled, we can cut off each side of the stone, like that, and like that. Now, we can also carve around the stone, just like so, cutting off. Now, we can also use this part just to eat or something. Make sure you have a ripe mango, otherwise it won't taste as good. Now, once we've got these 2 pieces of mangoes, we can cut them into about equal slices. Now per serving, we only really need 1/2 of a mango. So that's what I'm gonna use for this serving. And now for the plating, we're gonna get 1/2 of the mango, put it on the plate. And here you can do whatever design you really want, but I'm gonna go with that. So now we have a little area here to put our rice once it's finished resting. And now that another 15 minutes has passed, we can take off the lid of our rice and mix it around a bit. And in terms of presentation for the rice, it's very difficult to do something because of how sticky it is. And because there's quite a lot of sauce in this recipe, it is extremely difficult to make a shape from it. Anyway, we'll just get a spoonful of it, slap it down right there, get another spoonful right there we go. This is probably enough for a serving, I reckon, so I'm gonna try to make it in some sort of shape. And there we go. So now that we've got a sort of circular shape, we can go ahead and take some of this sauce, put some on, maybe a bit more. There we go, that's good. This sauce tastes really good, so the more the better. Spread it around a bit like that. And then the final step is just a light garnish on top of white or black sesames. And then there we go, complete. And now for the taste test, we're gonna get a bit of this sticky rice and a slice of this mango, and we're just gonna give it a try. It's funny, because the rice doesn't seem like it would be a good dessert option, but this is the best dessert in my opinion. All right, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.